Perfect.
Welcome, everyone, to Fantasy Pros. It is me, Thanos. There is no longer Joe Pisapia. I've gotten rid of him. He is gone. And I know you've been begging me for many, many moons to do so. So I listen to you because I'm a villain for the people. And today I am going to help you instead with all of your fantasy football needs. That's right. You give me players and I will snap. And I will choose one of those two players. One will remain alive in your lineup, the other one dead to your bench forever. But it is all for the good of the cause. So is subscribing to our YouTube channel at Fantasy Pros, youtube.com/Fantasy Pros. Subscribe, make everyone happy. If you don't, I will come find you. And you know what happens when I come find you. Children of Thanos, I hope you're having a wonderful week 8 and a wonderful Halloween. I am very excited to be here today to discuss your fantasy football needs with you. So, without further ado, let's get to that. And Chris is going to help me. I'm not sure who he is. It's my first time working with him. Hopefully, everything will go well. And if it doesn't, you know what happens next. Elimination. That's right. All right, let us begin, shall we? Let's start with Timothy Stevens. My father always said, never trust a man with two first names. All right, Woods or Hubbard, half PPR flex. I will go with Robert Woods in that matchup against Houston. I like the opportunities there for him. Hubbard has been underwhelming, therefore Hubbard, he gets snapped. I hope I don't hurt my snapping finger today. It's going to be a lot of snapping. Next, DJ Cobb wants to know, Claypool or Tony? Kadarius Toney is very exciting, and as excited as I am for Kadarius Toney at the same time, Claypool is a tad safer, so I will still play Claypool, who also has upside. So, Kadarius Toney, you've been snapped. That's right. This is what I do. Just gonna have to deal with it, okay? All right, let's move on to Ryan Kendrick, who's got a question. Everyone's got questions, and only Thanos has all the answers. McLaurin or Metcalf today? A very difficult situation, a very difficult thing to go through. Two very good players. You might feel like they are the same player, and they are both very good players. Therefore, I want them both in my lineup, Ryan Kendrick. If I can only choose one, I will choose Terry McLaurin, because DK Metcalf right now with Geno Smith is a little unsettling. He had that one big play last time out, and that was enough for him to get a touchdown and enough for him to return fantasy value. But what if it doesn't happen? Then what? Bad things, that's right. Therefore, I will keep Terry McLaurin, DK Metcalf. You've been snapped. That's right, don't get on my bad side or you'll get snapped. I've got a lot of attitude. I grew up in the Bronx, okay? All right, let's move on to the next one we've got. Chris Jackson is up. Chris wants to know, are you starting Darrell Williams or Damian Harris? This is a very easy one. Everyone always likes to complain all the time. Oh, the Patriots running back situation. Oh, it's so difficult to understand. No, it's not. Damian Harris has been excellent this year. He is going against the Los Angeles Chargers defense that gives up an absolute enormous amount of rushing yards. He is safe. He has touchdown equity. He has lots of things. Therefore, Damian Harris gets the start. Darrell Williams, you've been snapped. Ooh, there's all sorts of things flying in here. I see this. Subscribe. Yes, listen to what it's saying. Do you see this? Do you see the YouTube? Subscribe to Fantasy Pros YouTube. Do it now, or you'll get the back of Thanos' hand. That's right. Nobody wants the back end of the gauntlet. This is the disrespect side. This is the love and the disrespect. I just want you to see both. So subscribe right here to the YouTube channel. All right, let's move on. JL Sutton. No, JL wants to know Sutton, Sanders, and Pittman. Pick two. I will. And I will eliminate one because I like eliminating things. I will take Pittman. I will take Sanders. I'm slightly concerned what happens to Cortland Sutton now that Jerry Jeudy's back. Does he fall back into obscurity? He may. Therefore, I am going to go ahead and I'm going to snap Sutton. Give me Sanders, give me Pittman. That's what I want. Roth is up next. Roth Tiberius Kane. That is a fantastic name. You should join me. I like that name, Roth Tiberius Kane. I believe he is from Xandar, and I shall meet him, and we shall battle to the death. Williams over Harris. Should not be a question. I agree. But it is. People ask lots of questions. It's what I do. And I heard that other guy, Joe, used to say bro at people when they'd ask bad questions. I don't know if I'll do that. We'll see how insolent your questions are as we move on. Let's go to Adam White. Adam wants to know Elijah Mitchell or Emmanuel Sanders in the flex. Well. In the half PPR, Elijah Mitchell is going to get the touches. And I know it's a difficult matchup potentially against the Bears, but at the same time, I want the volume. I want it all. Because I am greedy, I am Thanos. Therefore, I will start the running back in the half PPR. Give me Mitchell. I have snapped Emmanuel Sanders. Next, Tom S. Are you afraid to use your last name, Tom? Are you fearful, Tom? You should be fearful of me, because I am very intimidating. Although deep down, I am more of a teddy bear. It's true. I can pronounce it. Don't tell me what to do, Chris. Chris is telling me what to do. You're insolent. Go back into your cave, Chris. All right, let us go. Carter or Gaskin, half PPR. I will go with Michael Carter, and I know you're concerned. You are concerned with what might be for the Jets' offense, as am I, but I will say this. At least Carter is getting the catches. He's getting the carries. That's what you want. You want the volume. Gaskin is all over the place. I can't deal with it. Thanos is not happy with Myles Gaskin. Therefore, Gaskin gets snapped. Next, let's see for an entire hour how long I can do this while this mask is on. I don't think I can do it the entire time, but I'm going to try. Let us continue on. Timothy Clark wants to know, full point PPR. Beasley, Alex Collins, or Chuba Hubbard. I assume I'm only picking one. Now, typically, in the full PPR, I want the wide receiver. And typically, I feel pretty good about Cole Beasley. So typically, I'm going to go ahead and go with Beasley. Hubbard and Alex Collins are underwhelming. Give me Beasley and let's hope for the best. Let's hope for perhaps a score for Beasley today, especially with Dawson Knox out. I think that is good. So therefore, Collins, snapped. Hubbard, snapped. That's it. Next is Brian. Hello, Brian. Allen Robinson or Tony Pollard, half point PPR. Are we still doing this with Allen Robinson? Still? Are we still continuing on with Allen Robinson? No, we are not. Give me Tony Pollard in the half PPR. That's who I want. Allen Robinson. You've been snapped. Let us continue. Super B wants to know Gronk, Ingram, or Conklin. Well, I will say this. It looks like Gronk is going to play. And I have a lot of respect for Gronkowski. We have similar builds, as you can see. We wear the same shoulder pad size. Therefore, I am going to go with Gronk in this one. Evan Ingram has his challenges, and Conklin I just can't trust. So therefore, Ingram gets snapped. Conklin gets snapped. Give me Rob Gronkowski. That's who I want. Next, Trone Force. Trone Force. I remember battling Trone Force in a battle many years ago, and of course I won. Because that's what I do. I'm awesome. Hello? Take a good look. Drink it in, man. All right. Trone Force wants to know Lockett or Kadarius Toney at flex, full PPR. I've had it with Tyler Lockett. I've had it with Geno Smith. I am over it, as the kids say. And you know how hard it is to do air quotes with a gauntlet this size? It's very difficult. But I did it anyway. So give me Kadarius Toney. I want all the upside. That's what I want. I want all of the upside of Kadarius Toney and none of the downside of Tyler Lockett. Next, Justin Pearson wants to know. Good morning. Good morning to you, Justin, if that is your name. PPR, sit 1. Terry McLaurin, A.J. Brown, DJ Moore, Deontay Johnson. This is an excellent group of wide receivers. And I must say, I can't believe we're here, but I think I would sit DJ Moore. What in the world is going on with Sam Darnold? He got benched. The Panthers are falling apart. They're making trade offers for Deshaun Watson? What? DJ Moore must step aside. You'll get snapped. DJ Moore's out. Jacob Glazer. There's many questions about his life, but here's a fantasy football one from Jacob. Jacob would like to ask Thanos, half PPR flex, Darrell Williams, Javonte Williams, Eli Mitchell Williams, or Zach Moss Williams. That's a lot of guys named Williams. I might have added a few artificially at the end, but that's neither here nor there. Let us continue on. Javonte Williams or Darrell Williams, Eli Mitchell or Zach Moss. Well, here's the thing. Darrell Williams has decent touchdown equity. A good play. Javonte Williams, the most talented back here, but it's Eli Mitchell who once again seems to have the backfield to himself. Therefore, I will want Eli Mitchell. That's who I want. And I also want all of you to subscribe to Fantasy Pros for all of the quality content that we offer here. And again, you're subscribing to our YouTube channel to find the content and click that little notifications bell. Do it. Click the bell, or else bad things will happen to you. But good things will happen when you subscribe to our YouTube channel at Fantasy Pros. So go and do it. Next up, Fed Smoker. Half PPR, Alex Collins or Antonio Gibson. Well, I don't love either of these options, so I'm just going to try my best and hope that Antonio Gibson, who I drafted to be good, is actually good. Because I am so sick and tired of the Seattle Seahawks offense. I am sick, I am tired, I am over it. Again, no more. Alex Collins, you get snapped. Chase May, PPR, Khalil Herbert, Kenneth Gainwell, Michael Carter at running back 2. I must say, I've been impressed with Khalil Herbert. I like his name, I like his style, he's getting carries. The Bears' offense perplexes me. It vexes me. I do not care for it, but at the same time, I will say, Khalil Herbert is the best part of it. Gainwell is a nice player. Michael Carter is decent, but I will take Khalil Herbert, Gainwell, and Michael Carter. You've been snapped. Now get out. Next up, Joshua X. Ridley or Patterson? Ridley, Woods, or Patterson? Oh, there's another one in here. My goodness, Joshua has many questions. Calvin Ridley, Robert Woods, or Cordero Patterson? Well, I believe looking at this, I'm going to go with the target share that Ridley's been getting, which has been between 25 and 30% over the entire season. Unfortunately, it hasn't always equated to really good fantasy days, but at the same time, I will say this. I think that could change today. Therefore, I will take Calvin Ridley. Now, Cordero Patterson does touch the football a fair amount. He might be a safer play. So if you are already behind, if for some reason you just want to play it safer, then Patterson is the safe play, even in the full PPR. But I believe the best overall potential play is Calvin Ridley today. Let us move on. Victor would like to know, Leonard Fournette or Amari Cooper in the flex. You cannot wait for the fate of Amari Cooper to be decided by the health of Dak Prescott. Therefore, I will go ahead, and I will indeed take Leonard Fournette. It's a terrible matchup, I know, against New Orleans. I understand. But at the same time, we've got to do what we've got to do. Therefore, Amari Cooper, you've been snapped. I see that Chris has rejoined us. Nice of him to show up again. This is our producer. He just leaves for moments at a time. Perhaps there were trick-or-treaters at his door, and he had to give them some candy. Perhaps that's what's going on. It's very hot in here, I can tell you that much. I am absolutely sweating in this mask and gauntlet. We'll see how long I last. Continuing on. Barundar. Oh, wait, I missed one. Let's go to Andrew first. Andrew would like to know, sweet costume choice. Yeah, costume. This is just me. What are you talking about? I don't know what you're talking about. Half PPR. Adam Thielen, Calvin Ridley, or Terry McLaurin. Need two of them, eh? I will go with Adam Thielen, and I will go with Terry McLaurin. That's right. Calvin Ridley, I just talked up, but yes, I believe Thielen and McLaurin have better matchup situations here today. I would rather take advantage of those. Barundar. Barundar would like to know. I like that name, Barundar. It's a good one. DJ Moore or Mike Evans. DJ has been down. It is a standard league. I'm concerned with Mike Evans and Marshawn Lattimore, though. That has been a tough matchup in the past for Mr. Evans. But even though it's been a tough matchup, I am concerned indeed with DJ Moore. I will take the tough matchup and take the better quarterback in Tom Brady. Tom Brady has more rings than I do stones. It's impressive. Let's just say that. All right, let's move on here. Cody the King Lawler wants to know, Daniel Jones, Teddy B, Trevor Lawrence streaming this week. I like Trevor Lawrence because I hate the Seahawks. I've made that abundantly clear. They're giving up a ton of yards through the air. Trevor Lawrence has looked good these last few weeks. Therefore, that's where I want to go. I want Trevor Lawrence. I am not confident in Daniel Jones and Teddy Bridgewater. Ugh, Teddy Bridgewater. Limited, okay? Let's call him what he is. He's limited. Let's move on next. Steady Freddy would like to know Waddle or Shepard. Well, Shepard is now coming back healthy, which is great. Everyone's so excited. But Jalen Waddle and Tua have a special connection, and I know it's a tough matchup against Buffalo. I get that. But at the same time, I am going to go with Jalen Waddle in this one by this much, by a hair, by a very small hair. Therefore, Sterling Shepard. Wait for it. Wait for it. You've been snapped. That's right. You're out. All right. Let's move on here. Jackson Matula, Cortland Sutton, or Robert Woods, PPR. I would still start Cortland Sutton just because Cooper Kupp gets so much activity. Everybody loves Cooper Kupp. He's everyone's favorite person. And as much as Robert Woods is decent, Cortland Sutton, with Jerry Jeudy's first game back, Cortland Sutton should still do enough. Probably more touchdown equity than Robert Woods has. This is very close. I will go with Cortland Sutton. Next, Dalton Schultz or Tyler Conklin. Oh, this is difficult now because of Schultz's situation with Dak. All of this is falling apart, Andrew. But at the same time, I'm still going to roll with Dalton Schultz. I'm going to roll him out there. Nate G would like to know, Daniel Jones or Ryan Tannehill? It's Ryan Tannehill for me. Enough with the Daniel Jones. He is not special. Like me, I'm special. My mother told me so. Let's move on. Michael would like to know, are you going to hold on to this impression for the whole hour? We'll see, Michael. We shall see. I am sweating my bollocks off in this thing for your entertainment. For your entertainment. The answer probably no. What will happen is I'll probably pass out somewhere around the 35-minute mark. And then Chris will have to take over the show, which is his dream come true. I can tell you that much. Let's move on. I don't know how I'm going to drink any water through this thing. I can tell you that much. Omar. Omar would like to know. Hello from Mexico. Hola, Omar. Javonte Williams or David Johnson in a standard. I have zero trust of David Johnson and the Houston Texans. Give me Javonte Williams even with the split carries. David Johnson, you get snapped. Dak or Tannehill from the Keeper Kid would like to know. Keeper Kid, Dak or Tannehill. As much as I would love to wait for Dak Prescott, it cannot be done. It is very dangerous to wait. And then what? Then what happens if he doesn't play or if he doesn't play well? Just give me Ryan Tannehill, give me my points, and get out of my spacecraft. Dak Prescott, you've been snapped. Next is Dan. Dan wants to know, Wentz or Lawrence? This is quite close. I will say, quite close indeed. For my money, I think I will stick with the safer option in Carson Wentz. Carson Wentz has deserved it. He's earned it. I know Tennessee's played better defensively, but at the same time, I think we have to look at things and be honest with ourselves, and they're still not a great defense. So, let's play Carson Wentz today. Only one nation. Jefferson or CeeDee Lamb? Jefferson. How dare we wait to see what happens to Dak Prescott. I love Dak. We're homies. We hang out together in the off season. Sometimes we go on vacation together. It's very nice. But Justin Jefferson must be played, and must be played over CeeDee Lamb. Therefore, CeeDee Lamb, you've been snapped. All right. Attila wants to know Rashad Penny or Philip Lindsay. Ugh, are we still trying to make Rashad Penny happen? What is going on? Why can't we let this go? I blame Kyle Yates. That's who I blame for all this Rashad Penny nonsense. Let us move on with Philip Lindsay. We've got nothing to lose but points. All right, let's move on here. And by the way, I just want to remind everybody, you all should remember to subscribe to the Fantasy Pros YouTube channel. Make sure you click that little notifications bell. Click it. It's very easy to click things. And like the video with a big giant thumbs up for Thanos. You see this thumb? I'm not sure why it's crooked a little bit, but it is. I had an accident once. It was a sword fighting thing, and the next thing you know, I've been in a lot of battles, okay? So this thumb goes this way, this finger kind of drifts off to the side. Lots of bad things. All right, it's a lie. I broke it in a pickup basketball game with some guys. Okay, it happens. But anyway, another wonderful feature here at Fantasy Pros is Game Day. Do you know what that is, you insolent folks? Game Day is an amazing, get real-time play-by-play experience for all of your players on all of your fantasy rosters. We track your matchups across all of your leagues, giving you the ability to monitor fantasy stats, fantasy leaders, scores, everything for the entire season. And Game Day is live on NFL Thursdays, Sundays, and Mondays, but you can only find it at fantasypros.com/gameday or by downloading the Fantasy Pros My Playbook app in the iTunes Store or the Google Play Store. Personally, I'm more of an Android guy, but I think you probably knew that. Therefore, Apple, you get snapped. All of your products. Take that, Steve Jobs. All right, let us move on. Who do we have next? Hugo. Hugo wants to know, hey, Thanos, I have a sit one of these guys, Taylor, Mixon, or Henderson. Well, I'm not sitting Taylor, I can tell you that. I'm worried that Mixon gets pulled late for Samaje Perine. I'm a little concerned about that. Henderson seems to be the guy at the end of games, so I'm actually going to sit Joe Mixon in this one, which may surprise you. But I can sit Taylor, and Henderson really doesn't come out. Therefore, Mixon must go. Let us move on here with our next one. Kyle wants to know, Fant or Fryemuth, non-PPR. Ooh, this is a toughie. This one is intriguing. Thanos is intrigued by this question. Fryemuth might have more touchdown equity this week than Noah Fant, but again, the potential's there where he's not really part of the offense. Therefore, I think we still start Noah Fant, but it's getting trickier every single week as Fryemuth continues to show you more, and that's what I want to see. So, Fryemuth is out, but maybe not for long. Let us continue. Multiplayer here wants to know PPR, T. Higgins or Elijah Mitchell. I like T. Higgins in the full PPR. Elijah Mitchell, you get snapped. Craig Always Me wants to know McLaurin or Cordero Patterson, Hunter or Schultz. I think these are two separate questions, so therefore Thanos will answer them separately. McLaurin or Cordero Patterson, I will still take McLaurin. Hunter or Schultz, give me Hunter. I believe you mean Hunter Henry, right? That's who we're talking about. So give me Hunter Henry over Schultz. Schultz gets snapped. Lamonte Monroe, PPR, Brandon Cooks or Cole Beasley. Very difficult here. Very difficult indeed. With Jalen Ramsey around, I think I'm just going to go with Cole Beasley. Brandon Cooks should get snapped. Plus, I heard he might get traded any moment. Next year, Darwin Mendez. Should I start Tony Pollard or J.D. McKissick in half PPR? Another tough one. I believe you will go with McKissick here by a hair. Not by much. But because of Gibson's uncertainty, I think there's more upside potentially with McKissick this week. And you cannot wait. If we knew Dak was out already, I would think a lot more running the football. Therefore, I would go with Tony Pollard. But we don't know. Now, we seem like it's going in that direction. And if you want to gamble, then Tony Pollard is the gamble. So do with that as you will. Eric Dubé wants to know standard points league. What's all these standard leagues coming out of nowhere? What's the matter? You don't like the PPR? I like PPR. I like the full PPR and the half. I like them all. Eric wants to know 2 of 3: Antonio Gibson, Robert Woods, or Cordero Patterson. Please. Fine, Thanos will help you. I will take Robert Woods and Cordero Patterson. Antonio Gibson, you get snapped. Exterminator wants to know half PPR, Michael Carter, Cordero Patterson, or Callaway. I will continue to go with Patterson till further notice. Callaway, Carter, snapped. All right. I think what we got to do is take a break. We have to take a break because, oh my God, it's so hard. It's so hard to rule the universe. It's so hot in here. Oh my God. I've tried to amuse you as long as I possibly can. Perhaps I'll do it longer, but what's that, Chris? What? Take the. It was. But you know what, Chris? At the same time, I gotta say, I want to entertain the people. So the answer is 25 minutes. That's how long we could go here. That's pretty good. That feels way better. Let's do that. What's that, Chris? Take your mask off. I did take the mask off. What are you talking about? That's not very nice, Chris. That's just mean. Okay, this is just my regular face. I know Thanos and I have the same chin, but whatever. Let's continue on here. Maybe Thanos will come back. I don't know. The last 5 minutes, maybe just to scare Yates away at the end. We'll see what we do here. All right. Let's see what else we've got in terms of questions. Let's go with Dylan. Dylan wants to know who should I trade? Oh, not a start. Good. Should I trade D-Hop? Who should I trade him for in a full PPR? Well, this is frustrating because we're in a spot here with DeAndre Hopkins where he has been a very good player for quite some time, but the injuries seem to be bothering him. There's more options now in the offense. If you could get Chris Godwin plus, that wouldn't be terrible. If you could get A.J. Brown, I would do that in a second straight up. If you want to perhaps make a move for a DK Metcalf with Russell Wilson only a few weeks away, that's an interesting one as well. Terry McLaurin, CeeDee Lamb, Calvin Ridley would be my ideal guy. That's the guy I'd love to just trade straight up. I think they're closer than people think. All right, let's move on to the next one here, and I will continue to snap away. I have the same, look, it's just a different color. I mean, it's pretty much the same guy. All right. Let's see what we got here. Justin wants to know Kenneth Gainwell or Javonte Williams, non-PPR. Well, the thing is, even the non-PPR yards are yards, and I just got to wonder if Kenneth Gainwell gets more all-purpose yards than Javonte Williams. This is a tough one for me. I love Javonte Williams, the player, but the problem is he always keeps losing the touchdowns to Melvin Gordon. Give me Kenneth Gainwell in this one today, in that specific situation. Joel wants to know, who do I start and flex this week? Full PPR. Pirine, Ingram, Justin Jackson, Dalton Schultz, or Robbie Anderson. Gross. This is not good. On the flex and the PPR this week, I definitely don't want to start Robbie Anderson because that's a hot mess. Justin Jackson's not going to matter. I guess we're down to Pirine and Mark Ingram because it ain't Dalton Schultz either. I think we're going to have to start Pirine. Ugh, am I saying that? Ew, because I don't want to start Mark Ingram against Tampa. That seems like a terrible idea. I know he just came back and everyone's all excited about it, but against the Tampa run defense, I think we roll out Pirine. Or if you're really feeling lucky, you can roll out Robbie Anderson, who gets a million targets, doesn't catch any of them. I don't know when that's going to change. Maybe it changes against Atlanta, but I'm not waiting around for that. I think we start Pirine, especially with Chris Evans out. Maybe Pirine gets more work than we realize, especially in the fourth quarter. Next, go to Corey Chapman, Winston, Lawrence, or Darnold. I'm going to go with Trevor Lawrence here. The narrative is fun with Jameis Winston. I get it. But I think at the end of the day, we're going to go ahead and we're going to take Trevor Lawrence, who's playing much better football. He's really going in the right direction. Nicholas Alexander, Michael Carter, or Amari Cooper. Please help. Let's see here. With Dak, I would say right now, more 70% chance that he's out. That's what it seems like things are going. Chris, maybe you could follow up on that while I'm talking to the folks here and see if any news has come out for Dak at all. But I will say this. Carter's getting the touches. Carter's the safer play. I think I take my points and I get out. Zen White, Chuba, or CeeDee Lamb. Oh, this is a tough one too. Once again, the downgrade in quarterback could be significant here in this one. Therefore, I think I'm going to go ahead and take the uninspiring Chuba touches, which, again, he's like RB20. Like, that's about the ceiling there for him. It's not great, but the matchup is good enough. So I'll try that here. I hate sitting CeeDee Lamb. I'm terrified of Dak not playing. There you go. That's where I am. Dak is now a game time decision, according to what Chris said. Therefore, even more concerned with CeeDee Lamb. I think I got to take him and Cooper out. Kevin wants to know full point PPR, Hawkinson or Alex Collins. Thank you, Kevin. I'm glad you appreciate that I wore all this for you as long as I possibly could. Let's say, let's go with Hawkinson in this one. I'm gonna go with Hawkinson. Usually I would always go for the running back, but again, I hate what Seattle's doing right now. I can't feel good about the Seattle offense. John wants to know Pitts or DJ from Pittsburgh into PPR. Yeah, this is a toughie. Pitts has been really, really good. I guess here's my question: who the hell are you starting at tight end over Pitts? Pitts should be in your lineup no matter what. The only tight end you could start over him literally is Travis Kelce right now. That's it. That's the only tight end you should be starting over him. Pitts should be in your lineup and DJ should be in your lineup somehow. If I had to only pick one, I would actually pick Pitts right now. That's how good he's been. Adam Stowe, Thanos, help you. I will help you. Trade alert. Send James Robinson, Robert Woods, and Kenneth Gainwell and receive Gibson, Julio, AB, and Andrews. No, I don't think I do that. I'm worried about the health of Gibson. I'm worried about the health of Julio. I'm worried about the health of AB. Just to get Andrews? Now, I think you keep James Robinson, who's an RB1, who's outplayed Gibson this year. Woods and Julio. Right now, I'd rather have Woods than Julio. AB is a nice play. I like AB. But even though you're getting Andrews, I don't know. Unless you have an incredibly deep team and you're just trying to get better at tight end, even then, I have a hard time with that one. It's a pass. I say no. All right. The Guru, Herbert or Hubbard in a standard. I'm going to take Khalil Herbert. Chuba is unimpressive. Let's go with John here. John, Kadarius Toney, Emmanuel Sanders, Devontae Smith, or Devontae Booker in the flex half PPR. Thanks in advance. You're welcome. Well, Kadarius Toney's the upside play. I think the safest play here is probably Sanders, but if you want to just roll the dice with big upside, it's Toney. Toney's a phenomenal talent. Toney against a Chiefs defense, I think, is going to be very good, but at the same time, Emmanuel Sanders is safer. Probably Smith is even safer. So you have to choose what your lineup can handle. If you're playing from behind, if you have a bad spot this week, then Toney's the way to go. But otherwise, you take your points with Sanders. Smith would be my second choice. But again, my confidence level in Jalen Hurts is not great right now. Either way, this is a pretty cool thing to have. I'm just going to say that out loud. All right. Lincoln wants to know Robert Woods or Jerry Jeudy. I think you still got to roll Robert Woods out here one more week since he's a really good option still. But Jeudy is going to be the guy to overtake him. I would love to get Jeudy in the lineup. I think Jeudy will produce today. But you always have to be concerned with what's going to potentially happen there for him. Like, is he going to get the full workload? Is he going to get, the full snap count that you want him to? It's going to be tough to figure that out. So therefore, give me Robert Woods. Happy Halloween from Daddy Fat Sacks. What's up, Daddy? Noah Fant or Mikey G? Mikey G? Is that Chris's rapper name from the 90s? I'm pretty sure it was Marky Mark and the Funky Bunch, and then it was Mikey G used to open for him. Who are we talking about? Who's Mikey G? Am I missing something here? Seriously, when people use too many nicknames of football players, I can't keep up with any. Do you want to play MC3G over Bitty Bob Sacagjojo? Like, who are these people? Is it Miles Gaskin? Is that who we want to play? I don't. Who's Mickey G? It was like Mickey G in my neighborhood, I think, pretty much. I mean, that guy definitely got whacked. I don't know who we were asking to start them over. So, Daddy Fat Sacks, happy Halloween. And because I don't know who Mikey G is, I'm going to start Fant because I'm not exactly sure what you're asking me. Calvin Ridley is inactive today. Is that what you're saying, Chris? Is that what you're saying to me? Could you verify that, please, in my ear once again? Because that is huge news if that is the case. I can't hear you. That's why I keep... Calvin Ridley is inactive. So all those nice things I said about Calvin Ridley, take them away. Snap them away. That is very frustrating. Why is Calvin Ridley inactive? Chris, what did you do? Did you break Calvin Ridley again? I told you to be careful with Calvin Ridley. Well, I hope personally that Calvin Ridley's personal matters get taken care of. He's clearly got a lot of personal matters that are personally affecting my personal fantasy teams. This is very frustrating. All up for Kyle Pitts. Let's go. Russell Gage. Let's go. All of a sudden, Russell Gage just became a very interesting play this week. All right, let's move on here to the next one. Sablu, 0.75 PPR. 0.75. Bro. Really? Is this to make everyone unhappy? Just half or full? Why are we 0.75? Anyway, 0.75 PPR. Gibson, Pittman, or CeeDee Lamb. I'm going with Pittman, CeeDee Lamb. Antonio Gibson. Get snapped. Chris Merrill, next up here. DJ Moore, Jerry Jeudy, or Cooks. I think you still got to start DJ Moore, but Judy's going to be close here in a week or so, I think. So let's go with DJ Moore for now, for this week, for this matchup. Continuing on, Kyle wants to know, Myles Gaskin, Lindsey, or Bolden? Ugh, gross. I'm going to go with Gaskin here. I can't trust Bolden in the non-PPR. Gaskin has the most touchdown upside too. I think Lindsey's going to get some carries, but I don't know. I think I still roll with Gaskin for better or worse, most likely for worse with this group. Corey's up next. Corey wants to know, half PPR, snap one. I will. Higgins, Pittman, or Waddle? I love you, Jalen Waddle. You get snapped. Not as good as Higgins and Pittman right now. All right, Aaron, Gronk or Higbee? An exclamation point. So I can only say he's using all capital letters here. Gronk or Higbee? He's yelling at me. I don't know why. Stop yelling at me. Chris yells at me enough. I don't need you people yelling at me too. I'm going to go with Gronk here. If Gronk is back healthy, let's go with Gronk. All right. Also, remember to vote in the poll, which is incredibly close. It's a poll of what Chris's new rapper name is going to be when he goes back out on tour after pandemic. It's going to be awesome. I vote for Special K. That's what I'm going for because he's special to me. Because I love Chris so much. Our producer, Chris, does not get enough credit. And for anybody out there in the YouTube comments, give Chris some love. Please. Chris works so hard. Say some nice things about Chris. Everyone just talks about us all the time. Meanwhile, where are we without Chris? Nowhere. Nowhere. And while you're at it also, don't forget, which side is it on? Oh, it's on this side. That's right. Subscribe to the Fantasy Pros. Everything's always opposite here when you're looking in the camera. There it is. Subscribe to Fantasy Pros or you get the glove. No glove, no love. That's right. Remember that. And subscribe to the Fantasy Pros YouTube channel. Click that little notifications bell. Ding. And then you get all of the fantastic content here at Fantasy Pros. All of which, every single piece of it, Chris is editing through all hours of the night. I mean, he sleeps 30 minutes a day. That's it. 30 minutes. And it's usually during this show. This is the 30 minutes he chooses to sleep. All right, let's move on here to the next one. CC wants to know if Prescott is out, which he probably is, start Cousins or Daniel Jones. I start Cousins. Go. Let's go. Daniel Jones. Daniel Jones stuff. Why does everybody love Daniel Jones? Justin O'Brien. Cordero Patterson or Robert Woods. Cordero Patterson has more touchdown equity than Woods. Touches the football a ton. And now that Ridley's out, I think it's a bump up for Patterson. So once again, if you had Ridley questions and you want to re-ask them, go ahead. And remember, you can only ask questions if you subscribe to our YouTube channel. Hello. Subscribe to the YouTube channel of Fantasy Pros. And then you can ask a question. See how it works? Do you see what a beautiful world we live in? What, do you think I got this glove just because I got lucky? No. It's because of all the hard work, of all the times that I've gotten everybody to subscribe. You see all this, every time I get someone to subscribe, subscribe to the show, I get an Infinity Stone in my gauntlet. Every single time Chris gives me one. It's amazing. Chris is so good to me. And meanwhile, what did I get him for Christmas last year? A toaster. I mean, that's it. He does love toast. That is true. All right, let's move on here to the next one. What do we got here? JM Designs, Jeudy or Tyler Lockett? Jerry Jeudy. Again, Seattle. Dead to me. I don't want any Seattle. None. Next, Stereo Field wants to know, half PPR, Gaskin or Gordon? I'm going to go with Gordon here. Definitely give me Gordon. I think Gordon is the look. Gaskin, very volatile up and down. Gordon is capped, but Gordon's floor is more reliable. Give me the reliable floor. Next is TJ Hawkinson or Mike Gesicki. Hawkinson or Gesicki in this one. Gesicki's getting a ton of volume. I hate this matchup against Buffalo. I really do. It's very difficult. I hate to be a slave to the matchup, but I'm going to go with Hawkinson here against the Eagles instead. All right, next, Cordero Patterson. JD Art wants to know, or Boston Scott. It's got to be Cordero Patterson still. Has to be still. Has to, especially now with the Ridley news. Has to. So therefore, Boston Scott, you get snapped. Next, VTube wants to know Chubb or Mixon. Ooh, Chubb or Mixon in the PPR. This is fascinating because this is Chubb's first game back, and Kareem Hunt is gone. He's going to get all the volume in the world, theoretically. He has touchdown upside. I'm a little worried about Baker Mayfield's health. It's my only concern. I would say this. I think I would rather Chubb for 4 quarters than Mixon for 3, which you could get in this game. That's a distinct possibility. Chubb, I think, does not come out of this game. Therefore, I'm going to go with Chubb, even in the PPR. You know, I mean, it's not like Chubb can't catch the football. He can. He showed that sometimes last year, too, that he can do that if called upon to do so. Next, snap Fournette or Elijah Mitchell. I will, Chris Rose. I will, absolutely. Fournette or Elijah Mitchell. You know, I know Fournette's matchup is worse, but you know what? The offense is better. More scoring opportunities. Give me the touchdown at the end of the day. Elijah Mitchell, you get snapped. Next, Tony or Lamb, PPR. I think you got to start Tony now. I mean, it looks like Dak is not going in the right direction. Game time decision. That's usually never good. Therefore, CeeDee Lamb, you get the snap. I warned you, CeeDee Lamb. I warned you. All right. Bob Patel, Raymond, Arnold, or P. Ryan. Okay. Half-point PPR. You know, I go with Khalif Raymond here. A lot of good publicity coming out lately about Khalif Raymond. I think I go that route. Ross Stevenson, tempted to start Javonte Williams over Hubbard in half PPR. What do you think? I am tempted too, because Chuba Hubbard has only hit RB18 once. Everything else has been worse than that. That's not very exciting. He's basically just there. And you know what? Williams has more playmaking ability. Washington stinks. Give me Williams. I'm with you. Take the temptation. Therefore, Hubbard, you get snapped. Gordon or Landry, half-point PPR. Give me Gordon. Still boring, breezy. Sorry. Q's Gaming wants to know, trade alert, Joe. In my full PPR league, should I trade away Mixon and Damian Harris for Aaron Jones? No, why would you trade good running back depth for one running back? One running back gets hurt. There goes your season. No. Mixon, Harris, still the way to go. And Aaron Jones is better than them. Don't get me wrong. But he's not that much better. He's not Derrick Henry better. No. Let's go with Michelle Green. I believe it's Michelle. Antonio Gibson or Tony Pollard, half PPR. I think you still got to go with Antonio Gibson being the guy there. Especially now, you know, without Dak, it's very tough here to know what the Cowboys offense will look like without Dak Prescott. So I don't like unknowns. The injury doesn't make me feel great. Give me Antonio Gibson. Also, reminder that you stick around here. Yates will be joining us. He will also be in costume. I'm not going to spoil it for you, although he probably already told everybody because he's so excited about it anyway. I think he did, actually. But stick around right after I'm done here in about 17 minutes. Kyle Yates will be here for a whole other hour in costume. Hopefully he's in character the way I am. I'm bringing you a performance. Kyle Yates is going to bring you a costume at the end of the day, not me. That's how much you matter to me. And that's why I expect you to subscribe to the YouTube channel. Please subscribe. Thank you. If I don't ask you at least a dozen more times, Chris will yell at me at the end of the show. And then he'll go make some toast in that beautiful, beautiful toaster I got him. It's not a toaster oven. It's just an old school toaster. That's why he's upset. He asked for the toaster oven. He wanted to make his pizza bagels. I didn't listen. Sorry. This is what you get for putting your stuff on wish.com. All right, let's go to the next one here. MS wants to know Cordero Patterson or Damian Harris since Ridley is out. I'd like to get both these guys in my lineup this week. I like them both, but I have to stick with the safety net of Damian Harris here against the Chargers. That's where I got to go. Kenneth wants to know half-point PPR, Schultz or Uzama. CJ, let's go. Let's play some upside here because Schultz, who knows what that upside is without Dak? None of us know. CJ could be tight end 1 overall, or he could be tight end 37. That's what you know. That's what you get. If you can't afford that and you want to try with Schultz, okay. You could take the safe points with Schultz, but that safe points this week could be 8. Okay. It might not be double digits. And at the end of the day, that could exactly what CJ gets you with just a touchdown. So CJ has the upside for more, especially against the Jets. With Ridley out, half-point PPR, pick 2, Tony, Waddle, or Judy. I want Tony and I want Judy. That's who I want. Actually, you know what? Let me rephrase that. Let me be a little simpler here. Waddle and Judy are the safest play. Okay. If you want to go and mix it up, you go with Tony and Waddle, get one safe and one upside. If you want to go with all upside play, then it's Tony and Judy together. So it's different combinations depending on what you want. There's more volatility with Tony and Judy because you don't know exactly coming off the injury how much you're going to play. So if you want to get Waddle in there for one of them, then again, I think I would play Tony over them because against the Chiefs. As much as I love Judy coming back to, again, how much is he on the field? Again, how much is Tony on the field? So any of them. It's a very tough one. They're all very close. To me, I think you have some options here. If you want to play it safe, you play Waddle and then pick between Tony and Judy. I think I would lean towards, now that I'm thinking about it, in the half-point PPR, where the touchdown upside is really what matters the most. Tony has that game-breaking ability to score a touchdown. Not that Judy doesn't, but that very special, he could just touch the football one time and do it. If you want to go all upside, then it's Tony and Judy. If you want to get a little safety in there, it's Waddle. Okay, donate to Chris's Toaster GoFundMe. Yes, we should start that. Chris this year deserves the entire toaster oven, not just the regular toaster, the toaster oven. I know he's just been dying for those pizza bagels. He's a huge fan of the pizza bagel. Huge fan. And then you know what he does? This is so Chris. You know what he does? He eats them as soon as they come out of the toaster oven. He doesn't wait for them to cool off, and he burns his mouth every single time. And I say, Chris, you got to wait 5 minutes. He never can wait. I don't know what's with that guy. Anyway, let's move on here. Dawson Knox or Mike Gesicki, rest of season. Well, I think what you've seen out of Dawson Knox is pretty impressive. So I think Dawson Knox in a half or a standard, but Mike Gesicki in the full point PPR, that's where I go. But this is half. So I think I still lean towards Dawson Knox for the touchdown equity in the half because he's been really solid. Also, I don't know what's going to happen to the Dolphins as time goes on. Dolphins look like a situation's going in the wrong direction. All right, Jason next. Tyler Lockett or Chase Claypool, half PPR. Tyler Lockett gets snapped. Easy one. Let's go. Chase Claypool in. Georgia Crew, Lamb or Beasley? Now it seems like Beasley to me. Hail to the Hobbies wants to know, do I drop Miles Sanders or pick up someone like Bateman? Well, here's the thing. I mean, if you are a middling team right now, right, Miles Sanders isn't going to help you the next 3 weeks. Therefore, Bateman can. He's not going to help you this week, but he can help you the next 2 weeks. So yeah, I'm okay with that if you're in that situation. If you're a good team and you're sitting on a lead, then you sit on the running back depth and wait for Miles Sanders, I think, to come back. That's what I would do. All right, next here, T-Dub. I have Cousins and Carr. Should I stash Trey Lance? Well, in a single quarterback league, that's plenty. So no, I mean, it doesn't feel like Kyle Shanahan wants to make Trey Lance a thing necessarily right now, which is unfortunate because I think the more he plays, the better he'll get, but he can't get better unless he plays more. It's like a chicken and an egg kind of thing, obviously. Let's go with Jonathan right here on the next one here. Herbert or Deontay Johnson. The PPR, you got to play Deontay Johnson. You always play the wide receiver with the volume of a Deontay Johnson every single week. As much as Herbert's a nice play, he is. At the same time, it's the Bears offense. If you watch the Bears offense, it's terrible. All right, Jesse wants to know, Boyd or Beckham today? Need a big game. Oh, gross. I don't know if either of these guys has a big game in them. But at the end of the day, I'm going to go with the healthier quarterback and Boyd. I think it's going to be the Jamar Chase and T. Higgins show, but maybe you get lucky and maybe it becomes Boyd today. I don't know. But I do know this. I don't want anything to do with Beckham or Baker Mayfield and that injury. It's not good when everybody's healthy. Why should it be good when everybody's hurt? Give me Tyler Boyd. But I don't expect a big game from either of those two guys. All right, Teddy B or Matty Ice? Matty Ice. Let's not overthink things. Cali Music, Thanos. Puny mortals need my help. All right, very good. You know what? Maybe the last 5 minutes I put the mask back on and we go for it one more time. What do you say, folks? What do you say? Let's go. It's Halloween. Let's have some fun. Russell Gage, Hines, Robbie Anderson, or Beasley. Gross. Yes, it is. But you know what? Now that Ridley's out, Russell Gage becomes really interesting to me. I would throw Russell Gage out there. I think he's got just as much touchdown equity as anybody in that group, and now potentially more volume. Let's go with Ross, standard, Mike Williams or Mike Evans, and then Goddard or Hawkinson. Let's start one at a time. Let's go Hawkinson. Let's snap Goddard. Snapped. And Mike Williams or Evans. My worry with Evans is that matchup against Lattimore. Lattimore plays him very tough. I talked about this on the DFS podcast this week. So for me, I think I would still play with Mike Williams there against the Patriots. Jason Nichols. Hello, Thanos. Hello, Jason. Need 2 for PPR, please. Thank you. Chenault, Alex Collins, T.Y. Hilton, Tony. Chenault and Tony, let's have some fun. Let's have some fun. It's fantasy football. That's what I would do. Chenault against the Seahawks? Yes, please. Tony against the Kansas City Chiefs? Yes, please. These guys are the playmakers. These guys are the talents. I'm sick and tired of T.Y. Hilton getting hurt every 5 seconds, and I'm sick and tired of the Seahawks. It's the theme of today's show. Gary Santos. Is Gilmore going to shadow Gage? If I'm them, I'd be shadowing Kyle Pitts right now. That's going to be a tricky thing. It's not something I think they prepared for, of Calvin Ridley being out. So that is an impossible question for any of us to answer. It's possible that it's Gage. It's possible that it's Pitts. It's a tough one. It really is. But at the same time, this is really now how cleverly they're going to use Cordero Patterson, Gage, and Pitts in this offense today. It's hard to know, Gary, exactly what that means with Gilmore. Shannon Blackburn, almighty Thanos. Please tell me who to snap. Need wide receiver PPR. DJ McLaurin, Judy, Sutton, Chubb, Mitchell, Chuba. So wait, need a flex and a PPR. Okay, a wide receiver. First of all, let's go with Chubb in the flex because I want all the touches there. And let's go with McLaurin. Let's go with the guy who is the true one on his team. Let's do that. And let's go with Chubb and McLaurin. I'm going to go with that grouping. Sean wants to know next, David Johnson or Elijah Mitchell. That's what we're looking at here. Elijah Mitchell. I know the matchup is tough, but I have zero faith in the Houston Texans offense. It is awful. It is the worst. Russell Gage or Jerry Jeudy for Tim Smith. Jerry Jeudy over Russell Gage. Even with this news, I would still start Jerry Jeudy because, again, a little bit of unknown once again with both these guys. At the same time, I do feel good enough about Judy's status that I would still want to start him as a talent over Russell Gage in my fantasy lineup for better or worse, less touches or more. Tyler Knowles, 2 out of 3. Marvin Jones, Woods, Devontae Smith. Marvin Jones and Woods for me. Devontae Smith, you've been snapped. Let's move on to the last one here. CeeDee Lamb or Keenan Allen in the full point PPR. It's got to play Allen now. I think that's what we got to do. You got to go back to Keenan Allen, who might be the guy that they try to stop today, the Patriots, and take out of the game plan. It could be Mike Williams. It could be Eckler. I think it's going to be Keenan Allen, to be honest with you. So I'm concerned, but I'll take my chances with Keenan Allen over Lamb with no Dak. And again, it's not official. It just seems to be the trend of where it's going, and I'd rather be safe than sorry. CeeDee Lamb over Claypool with Dak injured. Again, same thing. No, Claypool. Crunchy Melon, Claypool. Greg, Pollard, and Mike Davis. I can't watch Mike Davis play football anymore. Pollard. Can't do it anymore. Kyle Speedy wants to know half-point PPR. Cordero Patterson, Mike Evans, or Terry McLaurin. I can only pick one. Dad, I want to pick more. I'm going to still pick Terry McLaurin. He's still the best player of those three. Ridley replacement. Gage, Beasley, Landry, or Chenault in the full-point PPR. Beasley for floor. Chenault for the upside. Landry. And it's funny because he said laundry instead of Landry. And I never want to be doing laundry instead. I do too much laundry. I've got 2 daughters. I do laundry all week. So much laundry. Anyway, let's continue on. Kenneth, what does your crystal ball say about starting Callaway or Waddle in half-point PPR? I think I would still, even in the half, I would still start Waddle with that insane volume that Tua likes to give him. Callaway's got a good matchup. But now they got Mark Ingram back too. Who knows how things are going to spread out in that offense a little bit. I don't trust Winston. Give me Waddle instead. I trust that volume because it's been so consistent. We're talking like 20-plus targets over the last 2 weeks since Tua's been back. Noah, Javonte Williams, Kadarius Toney, or Michael Carter in the half-point PPR. Javonte Williams is the safe play. Kadarius Toney is the upside. Michael Carter still plays for the Jets. You play for the Jets, you get snapped pretty much most of the time. Zach Wilson got snapped in 2 last week by the Patriots. Chris enjoyed the Patriot game last week. I know I did. Both of us enjoyed it immensely. Now, I'm going to take one more sip of water here. Rehydrate. And go back to giving you what you came for today. And if you love all the great content of Fantasy Pros, subscribe to Fantasy Pros. Subscribe to our YouTube channel and click the little notifications bell. And when it goes ding, you will get all sorts of fantastic, amazing programming here, including all of our podcasts, including Kyle Yates wearing a fantastic costume coming up in just a moment. But if you don't subscribe, there's no way for you to possibly get all of that content. Do you not like content? It's free. Subscribe to youtube.com/FantasyPros. And I emphasize the slash. I don't know if it's a forward slash or a backslash, but it's a slash. Or you could just go to YouTube like a normal person and subscribe. And when you subscribe, you can ask questions of me, Thanos, or Kyle Yates if you prefer. But really, be honest. You want to ask Thanos a question. Let's go through some more of these. And by the way, don't forget about the poll. What's your favorite Halloween candy flavor? Chocolate, sweet, sour, or marshmallow? The answer is chocolate. And their answer for best candy is clearly Reese's Peanut Butter Cups. And if you don't think that, then you're just wrong. It's just wrong. Continuing on, Lee, Sanders, Lamb, or Tony? Well, right now with the Dak Prescott trending in the wrong direction, I do believe that Sanders is the safer play, but I still say Kadarius Toney has the upside of an enormous game, a huge game, a monumental game, but Emmanuel Sanders is the safer play. So look at what you need and make your decision. But CeeDee Lamb, you've been snapped. You're out. Next year, it's Mincy. Well, is it? Full PPR, Mike Evans or Jerry Jeudy. Despite the difficult matchup of cornerback, you still have to play Mike Evans over Jeudy just for this week. We shall see what the future holds for Jerry Jeudy. But right now, I still will go with Mike Evans. DJ Moore or Mike Williams in PPR. I am concerned with Sam Darnold. His confidence is fading. He is weak right now. He is listening to trade rumors about Deshaun Watson. This is all going in his head. Inside of this, and he doesn't have a helmet like me. Well, wait, he does have a helmet like me to keep it out. But it doesn't matter. His has ear holes, and it's going right into his ear hole and into his brain, and I'm concerned. Therefore, give me Mike Williams in PPR. David Berry wants to know, need 2 wide receivers. Flex, half PPR. Eckler, Johnson, McLaurin. So I don't know. This question is strange. I don't understand the way you've worded this question. David, you need to come correct here on the questions. You've worded this in a very strange way. What I will tell you is this. If you need 2 wide receivers, you've given me 2. I think you might have forgotten one. I will take the 2 you've given me. I will take Johnson and McLaurin. I can only assume you didn't mean Eckler, you meant someone else. Oscar is next. Sterling, Shepard, or Jerry Jeudy? I will take Jerry Jeudy in this one. My lack of faith in Daniel Jones is enormous. Therefore, give me Jerry Jeudy, the superior talent. I like talent. And I like Kyle Yates. That's why I like him, because he's got so much of it. So much talent, and you're going to see it in just 3 minutes. It's hard for me to get 3 up here. It's easy for me to snap. This gauntlet's a little tight, and as we all know, I've got the crooked thumb. This is it. From a hitchhiking accident in 1974. That's what happened. All right, let us continue on. Ridley replacement, Brandon Cooks or T.Y. Hilton in half PPR. Gross. I hate both of these. I hate them equally. I will go with T.Y. Hilton since he's on the field for a few moments. Won't last, though. We all know that. All right. Xavier would like to know. Oh, no, we already did him. Jake from State Farm. A.J. Brown, Deontay Johnson, or DK Metcalf. Need 2. I will go with A.J. Brown. I will go with Deontay Johnson. DK Metcalf. You've been snapped. All right, let us continue on. Dallas is next. Half PPR, pick 2. I will. Cooper, Woods, Gaskin. I love when people say Gaskins and add the S. It makes me smile. And he did that here. So you made me smile, Dallas. It's just Gaskin, no S. But at the same time, I do not feel good about Amari Cooper. I don't feel good about Gaskin. Woods I am starting, but the Dak Prescott news is going in the wrong direction. Therefore, I'd rather be safe than sorry. Give me Gaskin, no S. Cooper, you've been snapped. Next, last one here, and then we're going to move on. James Scully. Since Dak is a game-time decision, which is never good, do I bench Dalton Schultz for Tyler Lockett in my flex? Yes, you do. And I hate Tyler Lockett with a passion. But at the same time, we must be realistic and try to get our best players out there who we know at least what's going on. The downgraded quarterback is unknown what Cooper Rush will bring. Will he bring us receivers? Will he bring us running back productivity? Will he bring us tight end productivity? No one knows. He could bring us no productivity. Therefore, I will indeed go with Tyler Lockett. This has been fun. I'm glad most of you made it through and I didn't snap a lot of you. I'm also happy that after this is over, Chris will enjoy a nice piece of toast. Medium, because he likes the toast medium. Not too dark, not too light. He likes a nice medium toast. Perhaps with some jelly. But you know Chris. He always butters it first. That's why he's my dude. Because he butters it first, then he puts the jelly on top. He's indulgent, especially around the holidays. So, once again, subscribe to our YouTube channel at Fantasy Pros, click the notifications bell, and avoid getting snapped by me, Thanos. I hope you have a wonderful Halloween with your family and friends, and stay safe and check all your candy. Make sure there's got nothing sharp in there, like they used to say. I've never had that happen, but that's what they say. You gotta check all your candy. And also, have fun. Be grateful that you're out there trick-or-treating again, because the world was weirder last year. So enjoy Kyle Yates, who's coming up next. That'll do it for me, Thanos. Now there's only one thing left to do, and that is snap myself. In 5, 4, 3, 2, crooked thumb, snap!
Perfect.